Hi chocolate friends, Carla here from Opening Chocolate. Today for the bar bits video, I was inspired by this bar from Endorfin Foods. It's their turmeric, cardamom, and black pepper bars. So we're going to talk a little bit about turmeric. Turmeric comes from a plant. It comes from a rhizome. Some people may have seen it. Some people may have not. I have some rhizomes here. I'll show you a little bit later. It comes from a plant, Curcuma longa, which we think is native to India, but we're not entirely sure. It's a leafy tropical in the same family as ginger and galangal, but a few differences that make it unique. The part that we eat grows underground, but is not a root. It's called a rhizome. And what's the difference between a rhizome and a root? Well, it comes down to some technical plant anatomy that the rhizome is more similar to the anatomical structure of a stem than a root, so it's a modified root. So it's a rhizome that we eat. They look like this. They're a little bit smaller than ginger. They have this bright orange kind of carrot color to them when you crack one open. So, and they've got a more papery skin on the outside than ginger does. Very earthy, kind of, it's citrusy but not citrusy smell to it. Earthy, citrusy, woody note. Very green note in the raw rhizomes. When you turmeric is turmeric. It's not turmeric, it's turmeric. There's an R in there. Turmeric is a little bit different than ginger in that the plant looks different. You harvest the rhizomes when the leaves start to turn yellow. And then what you'll do is you take these rhizomes, and most of us don't use rhizomes. Most of us use the yellow powder that you're familiar with. The rhizomes are boiled, and then they're dried, and then they're ground up. Now, the people of India have been using these little rhizomes for thousands of years, at least 3,000 years that we know of. They are still today the top producer and top consumer of turmeric. They will sometimes refer to it as Indian saffron. Another name that you might hear it is curcumin. Sorry, curcumin. What else do I want to tell you? So historically, it was introduced to Europe through the Ottoman traders and the spice route. That's also how it came to, it came to North Africa first in that area through the spice route and caravans, and then the Ottomans introduced it to Europe. But at the time, it was mostly used to adulterate the most expensive spice, which was saffron. So ground saffron and ground turmeric. Turmeric is very much cheaper than saffron. Easier to harvest, not all that intensive picking the one little thing out of the flower. So it was used to adulterate saffron and be a little cheaper. Even today, in the United States, in the late 2010s, we had a lot of recalls of turmeric because it was being adulterated with something else. Sometimes there's two different kinds of lead that they sometimes put in it, which gives it weight and also gave it color. So there were a lot of recalls in the late 2010s with regard to turmeric. So you have to be careful about where you're sourcing it. It's still used to adulterate ground saffron, but also has been adulterated itself. What else do I want to tell you? Oh, there's two. So one of the things that makes it unique versus compared to ginger, ginger has a compound in it called gingerol, which gives it that characteristic flavor. In turmeric, it's turmerone, which gives it that characteristic earthy, woody note. And it also has, if you've ever worked with turmeric, you know it's a pigment. It has a pigment in it. It's brightly colored. It stains everything that it touches. And that's sometimes why it's used as a color. But this curcumin is the pigment. it changes depending on the environment that it's in. So if you're making it with an acid, it helps keep it really yellow. If you're making it with an alkaline, it tends to turn an orange-red. If you use an iron skillet to cook it, this can darken the color of the turmeric. And it's also photosensitive, which means direct sunlight can destroy the pigments, so lessen the color itself. So in this bar from Endorfin Foods, turmeric bars often have this gorgeous yellow color. So this bar has, and I'm not sure how well this is going to come across, but it's got a nice yellow color, and on the back they've got black lava, sea salt. There's also cardamom in here that gives it kind of an extra citrusy note, and a little bit of black pepper as well. So that is my quick little video about turmeric. If you learn nothing else, learn that it has an R in the name, turmeric, not turmeric. So I hope you found that interesting. I hope you give it a try. If you've never explored the root or the spice, try a golden latte. Try it. This one's called Golden Milk, so try it in a bar. There are several makers making a turmeric bar now. So give it a try in chocolate. And let me know what you think of turmeric or Indian saffron or curcumin. That's it for this week. Until next time when we talk all things chocolate, I'll see you then.